Day 8. I'm really starting to feel the effects of being out here. First of all, it's starting to get really cold. I think fall is coming on. Last night I had my mummy bag wrapped up around my nose. It was so cold. I stayed in bed really late in the morning because I just wanted to warm up before I got out of bed. I'm starting to feel the effects of the isolation. Not that I'm lonely. I don't get lonely, but my brain is really seeking some kind of connection to a group mentality. And I'm really missing things like television and internet and radio, that kind of thing. And I'm realizing that it's that survival instinct that we have to be connected to the group, to the hive mentality. And think about it, back in caveman days, if you were not part of a thriving community, you didn't survive. So our survival was absolutely dependent upon the group mentality. We had to function as a group to survive. And I'm realizing that this, to me, is what organized religion is all about. I have read the New Testament many, 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 many times, and I have never once read a passage where Jesus taught family values. Jesus taught things like unconditional love and love your neighbor as yourself, and reject society and seek after God. God is within. These kinds of things. This is the kind of thing that Jesus taught, and that seems to me contradictory to family values. But I'm thinking about it. And what our family values sound exactly like. They sound exactly like the hive mentality. Think about it. Abortion, very bad for the hive because you need to have a good breeding population to have a successful hive. Homosexuality, bad for the hive because homosexuals do not produce offspring. This is bad for the hive. Productivity, money, very good for the hive. Competing hives, we need to destroy them and wipe them out. For us, that would be other countries and other religions. This, to me, is what I hear when I hear family values. Okay, I want to stop here and clarify what it was that I was trying to say. It may sound at first as though I am attacking spirituality or the Bible or family values or community consciousness. And I want to be very clear that the term that I used, the hive mentality, is not the same as these other values. What I was trying to do was I was trying to verbalize an experience that I was having at that moment, which was that at that moment I felt as though I was operating from what felt like a very old instinct for self-preservation that was coming from fear. And at that moment, it seemed to me that I was becoming aware that a lot of the destruction that I have seen in our society and in history caused by human beings might very well be directly resulted from this animal instinct for self-preservation, which really is just fear. And that when we're operating from this level of thinking, we really run the risk of having this fearful instinct masquerade as some other type of higher value, such as spirituality or community consciousness, when in reality what we're doing is we're just acting like frightened animals. So this is really all I was trying to say. All right, now back to the movie. So I think this hive mentality is also what is contributing to global climate change. I think it is really the root cause, because it's clear to anybody who has any sense of intelligence, and everybody does, that petroleum products are destroying our atmosphere and our planet, and yet we continue to consume them. And it's because I think the hive mentality connected to the whole idea of oil, it means money, means power, means productivity, means the survival of the hive, that we think that we need to make a choice between power and the safety of the planet. And since we've been spending, millions of years learning how to overcome nature so that we can survive, we actually think it's in our best interest to consume petroleum products at the expense of the atmosphere. I just realized something. Oil is not about greed. It's about power. The reason why the average American still wants to consume petroleum products, even though it costs so much money, is because we believe that if we stop consuming petroleum, petroleum will lose its value. If petroleum loses its value, the United States will lose its domination over the world. That's why we're still using petroleum when we have things like electric cars that work better. I just realized that. Day 9. Well, it's my 9th day out here. The nights are getting really cold. I'm really looking forward to a real bed and real climate control here soon. But this morning, after I got up, I went out to the meadow to check on my tennis shoes that I had drying out there on the edge of the meadow. And I didn't have my glasses on, and I hear this noise, and I look up and I put my glasses on, and there's this deer, this doe, about 20 feet away from me. She just looks up at me and continues eating. And then out of the trees comes this baby. And the baby comes up and nurses, and right in front of me. I mean, I could have tossed a rock. I could have spit and hit them, and they're right there nursing right in front of me. And then when she finishes nursing, then the baby starts inching her way towards me and sniffing, and it was very, very cute. Anyway, so that makes the cold nights all worth it. Talk to you tomorrow.